Alright, imagine this. You're digging through an old jar of pennies, maybe one you inherited from grandma, or maybe one you've been adding to since forever. You're just about ready to cash it in for, what, $5? But hold up. What if I told you that one of those pennies could be worth $9 million? Yeah, you heard that right. Not 9 cents. Not $9. $9 million. And no, this isn't some made-up fairy tale. Today, we're talking about the 1949 no-mint Mark Lincoln penny, a coin so rare and valuable that it could literally buy you a mansion, a Lambo, and still leave you enough change for a lifetime supply of tacos. So let's break it down. Why is this penny worth so much? How can you spot one? And what should you do if you ever get lucky enough to find one? First, let's talk about the basics. The 1949 Lincoln penny, like most pennies from that era, features good old Honest Abe on the front and the classic wheat ears on the back. But here's the kicker. This one was minted without a mint mark, meaning it was produced at the Philadelphia Mint. Now, normally that wouldn't be a big deal. But this particular penny? Oh, it's a game-changer. So what makes this one so special? Well, legend has it that only a handful of these pennies were struck under mysterious circumstances. Some say it was an accident. Others believe it was an inside job by a rogue mint employee with a love for rare coins. Either way, the result? A coin that's so rare, collectors are willing to drop millions just to get their hands on one. Now, let's talk about the money, because that's why you're really here, right? In recent auctions, this bad boy has fetched an unbelievable $9 million. That's right, the price of a Beverly Hills mansion. For a penny. Let that sink in. And this is where it gets wild. Imagine walking into a gas station, casually handing over this penny for a pack of gum, and the cashier unknowingly just pocketed an actual fortune. I mean, that's the kind of thing that keeps me up at night. Okay, so how do you know if you have one? Here's what to look for. No mint mark under the year 1949 sharp, clear details, no heavy wear, no damage, original copper color, though it may have darkened over time. And if you're not sure, get it professionally graded before you go spending it on a vending machine snack. Now, let me tell you a quick story. A buddy of mine, let's call him Dave, used to make fun of me for obsessing over pennies. He was like, "Dude, it's a penny. Just spend it." Fast forward a few years and I get a call from him absolutely losing his mind. He found a 1949 penny in an old piggy bank and was ready to toss it. But because he knew I was into coins, he asked me to take a look. Turns out it wasn't the $9 million one, but it was still worth a few $100. Not bad for something most people ignore, right? Moral of the story? Check your change, people. You never know when you might be holding a small fortune. So now that you know the insane value of this penny, what should you do next? Well, first, go check your pennies. Seriously, dig through your old change jars, check your couch cushions, raid grandma's coin collection, with her permission, of course. And if you find something interesting, get it checked out. You could be sitting on a life-changing payday without even knowing it. And hey, if you enjoyed this video, make sure to smash that like button and subscribe to the channel. I've got tons more tips on rare coins, hidden treasures, and strategies to help you make money from coins you'd normally ignore. Who knows? Your next penny might just be worth millions. You're digging through your pocket change, expecting to find a bunch of ordinary pennies, and bam, you stumble upon a little copper coin worth a life-changing $1 million. Yeah, you heard me right. Today, we're talking about the legendary 1961 D. Lincoln penny that's currently valued at a whopping $1 million. Grab your magnifying glass and a snack because we're about to dive deep into why this coin is worth more than a house in some places. Alright, so what's the deal with the 1961 D. Lincoln penny? Why is it commanding such an insane price? Let's break it down. First off, the D mint mark means it was struck in Denver. Now, millions of these pennies were made, so finding a regular 1961 D penny? Not a big deal. But finding the one worth $1 million? That's where things get spicy. This particular penny is valuable because of its unique mint error. Some experts speculate that a handful of these were struck on the wrong planchet, maybe a leftover from another batch, giving them a different metal composition. Others believe it could be a striking anomaly where the coin was double or triple struck. The exact details? Well, that's still a mystery, and that's part of what makes it so exciting. Now, let me tell you a quick story. A few years ago, I was at a flea market, rummaging through a jar of old coins that some guy was selling for $1 each. I found a few wheat pennies, nothing too special, but then I spotted a 1961 D penny with some funky details. I grabbed it thinking I'd scored something cool. Took it home, researched it, and turns out it was just an ordinary penny. But for about 10 minutes, I was convinced I had just won the coin lottery. Lesson: always double-check your finds because you never know when you might actually hit the jackpot. So, if you want to find one of these million-dollar beauties, here's what to do. Start checking your change. Hit up coin shops, estate sales, and those good old garage sales where people don't realize what they're selling. If you think you've got a special one, get it authenticated by a professional grading service. A $1 million coin needs a $1 million verification. All right, now it's your turn. Have you ever found a rare coin? Are you checking your piggy bank right now? Let me know in the comments below. And if you love learning about coins that could make you rich, smash that subscribe button, hit the notification bell, and stick around for more awesome coin hunting tips. Who knows? The next rare coin jackpot could be sitting in your pocket right now. You're digging through your couch cushions for some spare change, and boom, you find a penny. Not just any penny, but a 1967 no-mint Mark Lincoln cent. You shrug, toss it in your pocket, and go about your day. Later, you check online out of curiosity, and guess what? That little copper coin could be worth up to $7 million. Yes, you heard that right. $7 million. And now you're probably thinking, wait, what? Did I just accidentally tip the barista a small fortune this morning? Don't worry, I got you. Today, we're diving into the incredible story of the 1967 no-mint Mark Lincoln penny, why it's so valuable, and how you can check if you have one hiding in your piggy bank. Let's start with the basics. The 1967 penny was made at a time when the US Mint was in a bit of a coin crisis. There was a shortage of silver, people were hoarding coins like they were gold bars, and the government was trying to stop everyone from panicking. To make things even weirder, the mint decided not to put mint marks on any pennies that year to keep collectors from, well, collecting. So, if your 1967 penny doesn't have a little letter under the date, don't freak out, that's totally normal. But what's not normal is finding one of these rare error coins. The ones worth big bucks usually have something unusual going on, like a major misprint, a double die error, or some funky off-center stamping that makes them unique. The rarest of them all? A double die obverse, where Lincoln's face looks like he's got a shadow. If you spot that, hold on to it tighter than your grandma holds onto her secret cookie recipe. Now, let me tell you a quick story. A buddy of mine, let's call him Dave, was totally new to coin collecting. One day, he's going through some old jars of change his grandma had saved up, looking for anything cool. And there it was, a 1967 penny with a weird, blurry doubling on the date and lettering. He sends me a picture, and I'm like, dude, get that graded. Now, long story short, he did, and it turned out to be a super rare variety. Not $7 million rare, but let's just say, he's no longer driving that beat-up Honda Civic. So how do you check if your 1967 penny is a jackpot winner? Here's what you do. Grab a magnifying glass, a good light source, and take a close look at the details. Look for doubling on the words Liberty or In God We Trust. If Lincoln's got a ghostly twin, that's a solid sign you might have something special. Also, check for striking errors like off-center designs, die cracks, or anything that just looks off. The weirder, the better. So, my friends, before you toss that spare change into a vending machine for a sad bag of chips, check your pennies. Who knows? You might be sitting on a $7 million treasure and not even know it. And if you do find one, well, let's just say I hope you remember who gave you the tip when you're rolling in cash. If you love learning about rare coins that could change your life, make sure to hit that subscribe button, smash that like, and drop a comment below if you've ever found a rare coin in your pocket. Who knows? Your story could be next. Have you ever looked at a penny and thought, meh, just 1 cent? Well, hold on to your seats because today, we're talking about a 1969 D. Lincoln penny that could turn your spare change into a spare mansion. Yep, one of these little copper coins is worth a jaw-dropping $9 million. That's right, folks, one single penny. And you thought your Starbucks order was expensive. So, what makes this tiny coin worth more than a supercar? Could you have one sitting in a jar at home? And how do you cash it in without looking like a lunatic at the bank? Stick around, and I'll break it all down for you. Alright, let's get into it. First, a little backstory. The 1969 D penny was minted in Denver, hence the D mint mark, and at first glance, it looks just like any other regular penny. But here's where things get interesting. This particular version isn't just any 1969 D penny. It has a rare double die obverse, which means the design on the front of the coin, including Lincoln's face and the lettering, appears slightly duplicated. Think of it as the coin version of double vision, but instead of needing glasses, you just need a microscope and a good dose of luck. Now, why is this doubling such a big deal? Because it wasn't supposed to happen. It was an error at the mint, and as every collector knows, mint mistakes equals big money. One of these rare pennies sold at auction for $9 million, making it one of the most valuable pennies in history. But before you start digging through your couch cushions, let me tell you a little personal story. A few years ago, my buddy found an old penny and got super excited. He thought it was one of these rare ones. He even went to a coin dealer, chest puffed out, thinking he was about to cash in big. The dealer took one look at it, chuckled, and said, "Sir, this is a 1996 penny, not 1969. The man had misread the date. Moral of the story? Always double-check before you get too excited. Otherwise, you might just end up with some pocket change and a bruised ego. Could you have a $9 million penny in your pocket? Absolutely. Should you start checking every single penny you come across? Also, yes. And if you do find one, don't take it to your local bank teller. Get a professional coin appraiser involved. Now, if you love learning about hidden treasures hiding in your spare change, make sure to smash that subscribe button and turn on notifications. I've got plenty more coin hunting tips, tricks, and crazy valuable finds coming your way. And hey, if you do find a $9 million penny, just remember who told you about it, alright? Maybe send me a thank you penny, preferably not one from 1996. And today, buckle up because we're diving into one of the most shocking coin values I've ever seen. Imagine this. You're digging through your change, maybe about to pay for a coffee, and bam, you realize you just handed over a penny worth $7 million. Yeah, you'd probably chase down that cashier faster than a kid after an ice cream truck. But seriously, there is a 1977 no-mint Mark Lincoln penny out there that has been valued at $7 million. Sounds crazy, right? Well, stick around because I'm going to break down exactly why it's worth so much, how you can spot one, and, of course, a personal story that'll make you triple-check every penny you touch from now on. Alright, let's get into it. First, what makes this penny so valuable? I mean, it's just a 1977 penny, right? Wrong. One of the biggest factors in a coin's value is rarity and errors. Some 1977 pennies were mistakenly struck on a pure copper planchet instead of the usual copper-plated zinc. This was an error that somehow slipped through the cracks at the mint, and now collectors are willing to pay insane amounts for one in perfect condition. We're talking $7 million insane. But wait, it gets better. Condition is everything. If your 1977 penny has been rolling around in your junk drawer, hanging out with paper clips and lint, it's probably not worth much. But if you find one in near-perfect condition, you could be looking at life-changing money. Now, let me tell you a quick story. A buddy of mine, let's call him Dave, used to make fun of me for checking my spare change. He thought it was ridiculous. Well, one day he's at a gas station, gets some change back, and I kid you not, he finds a 1977 penny that looks unusual. He calls me up, sends a pic, and I nearly dropped my phone. Turns out he had a rare error penny. Now, was it worth $7 million? No. But he sold it for over $1,000. And let me tell you, Dave never laughed at my coin obsession again. A normal 1977 penny weighs 2.5 grams. But the rare one is 3.1 grams. If it looks shinier and has a deeper copper tone, that's a good sign. If you think you've hit the jackpot, take it to a professional grader or numismatist. So there you have it. Your everyday pocket change could be worth millions. Imagine all the things you could do with $7 million. Pay off debt, buy a house, Fill an entire room with bubble wrap just because you can. The possibilities are endless. Now, before you run off to dig through your piggy bank, make sure to hit that subscribe button because I've got more insane coin finds to share with you. You never know. Your next coin discovery might just make you a millionaire. Like this video if you learned something new, comment below if you're checking your pennies right now, and I'll see you in the next one. Imagine this. You're digging through your couch cushions, hoping to find enough for a coffee, and instead, you pull out a penny worth a whopping $9 million. Yeah, you heard that right, $9 million. Now, before you start flipping over every penny in your house, stick around because I'm about to break down why this 1979 D. Lincoln penny is worth a small fortune and how you can tell if you have one in your collection. Plus, I'll share a funny story about how I once mistook a rare coin for, well, let's just say it involves a vending machine disaster. Alright, let's talk pennies and profits. The 1979 D. Lincoln penny was minted in Denver, which means it has a little D mint mark right below the year. Most of these pennies? Pretty common. But there's one special variety that's turning heads in the coin collecting world. So, what makes it worth $9 million? Good question. The answer? An extremely rare minting error. Some of these pennies were struck on the wrong planchet, meaning the metal used wasn't what it was supposed to be. Instead of the usual copper-coated zinc, a few were mistakenly made with a different material, possibly a leftover from a silver or transitional strike. Only one known example has been found in pristine condition, making it a true unicorn of the coin world. If you've got one, you could be holding life-changing money or at least enough to buy a really nice car. How do you know if you have the golden ticket? First, check the weight. A normal 1979 D penny should weigh around 3.11 grams. If yours feels off, get a scale and check. Second, inspect the color and edge. If it looks too shiny or different compared to regular pennies, you might be onto something. Lastly, get it authenticated. No one's going to hand over millions without proof, so if you think you have a winner, send it to a professional coin grading service. Speaking of rare coins, let me tell you about the time I almost spent a valuable penny. Picture this. I'm at a vending machine craving a snack. I reach into my pocket and pull out some change, completely ignoring the fact that I had just been going through my coin collection earlier that day. I pop a penny in, hit the button, and boom, instant regret. The snack drops. But so does my heart when I realize I just spent a rare double-die penny worth over $100 on a bag of chips. Always double-check your change before feeding it to a vending machine. Alright, coin hunters, now it's your turn. Go check your pockets, piggy banks, and that random jar of coins sitting on your dresser. You never know. Your next penny could be the one that changes your life. And hey, if you love learning about valuable coins, crazy finds, and tips on how to spot hidden treasures, make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. That way, you won't miss out when I drop the next video on coins worth serious money. Drop a comment below if you've ever found a cool or valuable coin. I'd love to hear your stories. Alright, let's be real for a second. You ever check your pockets, find a penny, and think, it's just a penny? Well, what if I told you that one of those pennies could be worth $5 million? Yeah, you heard that right, $5 million. Before you go flipping your couch cushions, let's talk about the 1985 no-mint mark Lincoln penny. Why is it worth so much? How do you know if you have one? And most importantly, how do you cash in if you do? Stick around because this little copper beauty might just change your life. So, what makes this penny so special? First off, the 1985 Lincoln penny without a mint mark was struck at the Philadelphia Mint. Most of these are just your regular OL pennies, but a rare error makes some of them incredibly valuable. We're talking about a unique misprint or die error that collectors are willing to pay big bucks for. Now, I know what you're thinking. I have a whole jar of pennies at home. Am I rich? Hold your horses. Not every 1985 penny is worth millions. You need to look for specific details like misaligned dies, doubling on the lettering, or other unusual features. Quick story, one time I was at a flea market, and this guy was selling a jar of old coins for like $5. I jokingly told him, "Hey, you never know. One of these might be worth millions." We laughed. I bought the jar. Guess what? No $1 million penny. But I did find a wheat penny from the 1940s that was worth a few bucks, so, small victories. But back to this $5 million jackpot. The last time one of these rare 1985 pennies hit the market, it sold for a jaw-dropping $5 million at auction. Imagine walking into a coin shop, casually dropping a penny on the counter, and walking out with a check big enough to buy a mansion. Now that's the American dream. So how do you check your pennies? Simple. Grab a magnifying glass, time to feel like Sherlock Holmes, inspect the details, and compare it to known error varieties. If you think you've got something special, get it graded by a professional service like PCGS or NGC.so. Next time you find a penny on the ground, don't just walk past it. That little copper coin might just be your golden ticket. And if you do find one worth millions, remember who told you first. Maybe buy me a coffee or something. If you love learning about rare coins and how to turn pocket change into serious cash, make sure to subscribe to the channel. I've got plenty more tips on spotting valuable coins, smart collecting strategies, and, of course, more hidden treasures that could be sitting right under your nose. Now, go check those pennies and let me know in the comments if you've ever found a valuable coin. Who knows? Your story might be next. What if I told you that a simple penny, yes, that little copper coin you probably have lying around, could be worth a jaw-dropping $6 million? Sounds like a dream, right? Well, hold on to your pocket change because today we're talking about the 1986 no-mint mark Lincoln penny and why it's making waves in the coin collecting world. All right, let's get into it. The 1986 penny is pretty common, billions were made. But here's where things get crazy. There's a rare variety with no mint mark that has collectors absolutely losing their minds. It's like finding a golden ticket in a chocolate bar, except instead of candy you get, well, $6 million. Now let's break down why this coin is worth so much. First off, what's the deal with no mint mark? Normally, pennies from Philadelphia in 1986 didn't have a mint mark, but this particular error penny was struck under unusual conditions. It's got a distinct strike, a flawless surface, and it's in pristine condition. Think of it like the VIP section of the penny world, flawless and exclusive. I remember when I first got into coin collecting, I thought, pennies? Not worth my time. Then one day, I found an old, worn-out penny in my couch cushions, Googled it, and realized it was worth a few $100. After that, I was hooked. And let me tell you, the idea that a penny can be worth millions? That's the kind of story that keeps me digging through change like a detective on a mission. So, if you want to find one of these rare beauties, start checking your change. Look closely at the date, check for no mint mark, and if you think you've got something special, get it graded. Who knows? That penny sitting in your junk drawer might just be your ticket to financial freedom. If you enjoyed this video and want more tips on spotting valuable coins, hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. I've got plenty more coin hunting secrets to share, and who knows, you might just find your own $1 million treasure. Today, we're diving into a coin that's causing jaws to drop, the 1994 no-mint mark Abraham Lincoln penny. And guess what? This bad boy is worth a mind-blowing $4 million. Yes, you heard that right. $4 million. So, if you have some old pennies lying around, it might be time to check under the couch cushions. All right, let's break this down. What makes this particular 1994 penny so valuable? Normally, a 1994 penny is just another humble 1-cent piece. But there's something special about a rare error version of this coin. The no-mint mark indicates it was struck in Philadelphia, but this specific one, it has some serious quirks that collectors are going wild over. The coin in question is a unique error coin, one of a kind, never seen before type of deal. A misprint, a striking issue, or some fluke in the minting process can turn an ordinary penny into a jackpot. I know what you're thinking. How do I find one of these bad boys? Should I start flipping every penny I see? Well, not a bad idea, but let me give you a little strategy. Check your old change jars, piggy banks, or even that forgotten stash of coins in your car cup holder. A lot of valuable pennies have been found in the most random places. I once found a 1936 wheat penny in an old jacket pocket. Now, it wasn't worth millions, but hey, it was still a nice find. If you do stumble upon a 1994 no-mint mark penny, the first thing you should do is get it professionally graded. Condition is everything in the coin world. Penny in poor condition? maybe worth a few bucks. A penny in mint condition with a crazy rare error? That's where you hit the multi-million-dollar jackpot. Let's talk about why collectors are willing to pay so much for these rare finds. Coin collecting isn't just a hobby. It's a full-on treasure hunt. And rare error coins like this are like finding a golden ticket in your chocolate bar. Serious collectors, museums, and investors will shell out insane amounts of cash to own a one-of-a-kind piece of history. Now, I know you're itching to go check your coin collection, but before you do, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. If you love learning about rare coins, valuable pennies, and strategies to turn pocket change into serious cash, you're in the right place. So, subscribe, like, and drop a comment if you think you might have a valuable coin hiding somewhere. Who knows? You could be sitting on a $4 million penny and not even know it. Alright, that's it for today's treasure hunt. Now go check those pennies, and I'll see you in the next one. Alright, picture this. You're digging through your couch cushions, looking for some spare change, and bam, you pull out a regular old penny. Nothing special, right? Wrong. What if I told you that one tiny 1996 D Lincoln penny could be worth a jaw-dropping $6 million? Yeah, you heard me. $6 million. That's not just pocket change, that's buy an island and live like a pirate money. So today we're breaking down the crazy story behind this coin, why it's worth a fortune, and how you might just have one sitting in your piggy bank right now. Stick around because this is one treasure hunt you don't want to miss. First, let's talk about why this penny is worth so much. The 1996 D penny was minted in Denver, and at first glance, it looks like any other penny. But here's the kicker. There are a few special error versions that make it insanely rare. One of the biggest reasons? Some of these pennies were struck on the wrong planchet, meaning instead of the usual copper-plated zinc, a few got minted on solid copper blanks by mistake. And guess what? Those copper errors are crazy valuable to collectors. But that's not all. Some have doubling errors, where the date or lettering looks slightly duplicated because of a mistake during the striking process. These double-die pennies are the holy grail for collectors. Now, I know what you're thinking. Okay, so how do I know if I have the $1 million penny? Great question. Here's what you need to do. Grab a magnifying glass. Or do what I do and squint really hard. Look at the date. If there's doubling or a weird shadow effect, jackpot. Weigh your penny. A normal 1996 D penny should weigh 2.5 grams, but if it's closer to 3.1 grams, you might have one of those rare copper planchet errors. Check for a super shiny or proof-like surface. Some of these coins were accidentally struck with proof dies, making them look extra fancy. And trust me, these things sell for serious cash. A collector recently paid $6 million for one of these bad boys, which means there's a chance you could be sitting on a life-changing penny without even knowing it. Funny story, I once thought I found a rare penny. I was at a flea market, and this guy swore up and down that he had a one-of-a-kind mint error. I bought it for $5, thinking I had just pulled off the deal of the century. I rushed home, did my research, and guess what? It was just a regular, dirty penny. Lesson learned. Always double-check before you get too excited. But hey, that just means the real treasure is still out there, right? Alright, so now you know the secrets behind the 1996 D Lincoln penny and how one of these little coins could change your life. So what are you waiting for? Start checking your spare change, go through those old coin jars, and who knows, you might just be sitting on millions. And if you love learning about coins that could make you rich, hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications because I've got plenty more money-making coin tips coming your way. Plus, if you find a rare penny, you gotta let me know in the comments. I want to hear your coin hunting stories.